In the last video it was all about how you can become a confident speaker even if you are shy and introverted. And I've got some common questions that people would ask based on that video, which can help you. So have a listen and see whether any of these relate to you. And if you have any other questions, leave them in the comments below. I'd love to answer them for you. So question 1. Can introverts really become confident public speakers? Or is it really just for those who are more confident extroverted? No, introverts can be amazing public speakers. Introverts can learn to extrovert. People who are shy can learn to be confident. That was the whole point of the video. It's not just reserved for those who are really outgoing. No, something I really want people to understand is that you all have a voice. Every single person has a voice, deserves to be heard, should be heard. You deserve your time to share your message, whatever you're passionate about. What you need to learn is public speaking skills, which is what I tried to teach you in my video. So, yes, introverts can be amazing public speakers, especially if they lean into what some of their strengths are. They think their weaknesses, oh, I'm always the quietest in the room. That's because we are better introverts at listening. So lean into your strengths and it will give you so much more power when it comes to speaking. Okay, question 2. What are some practical steps that I can take to overcome nerves before speaking? Yes, nerves, especially for those of us who are shy, we tend to feel more nervous than those who don't suffer with being shy or introverted. So what can we do to overcome those nerves? Well, taking deep breaths, visualizing our success, preparation, really putting a lot of time and effort into our practice and our preparation. What we can also think about when we're giving our speech, making good contact with the audience so that we feel like we're focused fully on the audience. They're the ones who matter, not us. Well, then we will feel the nerves falling away. There's other ways we can do it as well. I've made videos on those. But really, it comes down to learning to manage our own anxiety, but it's a whole video in itself. But it is capable. You are capable of doing it. You just need to learn some techniques that work for you. The thing is that, I think in one of my videos I spoke about 7 different techniques you can use to overcome speech anxiety, but not all 7 of them will be useful to you as a person. So you have to learn what works for you. Okay, next question. How can I build up my confidence if I'm just starting? Yeah, we spoke about that in the video. We have to start small. If you are shy, you're not really going to be able to step for the first time public speaking onto a stage to give a keynote. That would be disastrous. What you need to do is start small. What are some areas maybe that you could speak to people and practice in public every day? Maybe you could speak up more during team meetings at work. Maybe you could speak in front of a small group of your friends when you're out socializing. At the checkout counter, you could get comfortable speaking to someone who you have no connection with and try to build a brief rapport in just 30 seconds or 60 seconds with someone in the supermarket or your barista at the coffee shop. Every single day you could work on building your confidence. So try to think about where you're going to be more, or try to be more confident every single day, and be mindful of doing it. And if you do something, what would happen if you did something every single day for a month? If you worked on being more confident and taking opportunities every single day, by the end of that month, you would be so much more confident at talking to people. So we start small and then we build up to larger stages. Next one, what should I do if I forget what I'm saying during my speech? Well, what you should do is go and watch my video on what happens if you blank or lose your place when speaking. But very briefly, I'll link that there. But very briefly, if you need help when it comes to forgetting what you've said, keep your notes on you. Own it and take a moment, say, I've just lost my place. There's not a problem with that. It's absolutely fine. Go back, recap the last sentence you said and see if you can get back in the flow. There are lots of tips in that video I did all about what to do if you blank in the middle of your speech. But yeah, there's lots of things you can do to help you with that one. Are there any resources or support networks for introverts to learn public speaking? Yes. Welcome to Speakers Academy. This is what I do. My whole aim is to help you, especially if you're shy and introverted, because that was me, to learn how to speak publicly. I've got loads of free videos and I've got blog posts on my website. I've got you can connect with me on social media, LinkedIn especially, I'm very active on. And I have very soon coming out a brand new online course for beginners in how to do public speaking. So make sure you connect with me. I want to help you learn how to be an excellent public speaker, especially if you're shy, because that was me and I've been benefited so much in my life through learning how to do public speaking. So basically, the answer to that question is stick with me and welcome to the Speakers Academy. Okay. How do I handle question and answer sessions if I am nervous about unexpected questions? Yeah, I know that one. What do you do if you get a question and you don't know the answer? Don't worry. First of all, you can say, I don't know the answer to that question. But what we're trying to do in all of our public speaking is make a genuine connection with the audience and help that person, because they're all individuals. So if somebody asks you a question and you're not sure of the best answer to give, or you don't know the answer, you can always say, that's a fantastic question. I don't actually have the answer to that right now. What I'd like to do is connect with you. Maybe we could have a quick chat afterwards, and I'd love to do a bit more research and come back to you on that topic. What a brilliant way of creating an engagement with the audience. The whole audience will see that as well. They'll see, first of all, he doesn't know all the answers. Nobody does. But he's willing to research, learn, and still provide that answer and create that connection. You'll go so far with people if you can do that. Okay, what's next? Can I use notes or slides, or does that make me look less confident? Yes, of course you can use notes. It comes up all the time at the moment, but there's nothing wrong with using notes. I'm using notes in this video. I've got the questions in front of me. Don't worry. Some people think that they see these polished, slick speakers on TEDx or TED Talks or on Keynote events, and they don't have any notes, and they just go and go. Yeah, but they've been practicing their craft from small stages all the way up to keynote speeches. And they've built their confidence slowly over time. They've done practice and research and preparation. And they probably are giving a speech that maybe topic they've done several times over. But even if they get up there and they won't be there with nothing, trust me, they will have their notes in their back pocket just in case. And you can too. There's nothing wrong with that. So please don't think that you have to get up and not have any notes. No. You can do it with notes. There's nothing wrong with that. Please have them on you. They will give you confidence, and then nobody cares if you pull the note out, have a look, okay, yeah, and put it back. No one cares about that. The audience don't care about whether you use notes. They care about whether what you're saying is impacting them. So that's what's important. How can I use my introverted strengths on stage? Lean into what makes you powerful. As someone who is shy and introverted, we're better at listening. So generally we'll have listened to be able to create and craft an excellent speech. Listening, empathy, we can empathize well with people. Well, introverts are much more thoughtful in the way that they communicate. So we don't maybe talk as long, but what we say will be really powerful because we have given it a lot more thought. We just struggle with the presenting side of things. So learn what makes you powerful and lean into your superpowers. They're not weaknesses. You have superpowers. What if I make a mistake or the audience seems uninterested? Oh, flipping heck. What if you make a mistake? Don't worry about it. It's not important. At the end of the day, we all make mistakes. I make mistakes all the time. I get up on stage and make mistakes. We have to tell ourselves that we are not perfect and nobody expects perfection. So if we stumble or whatever, that's not a problem. Just pick yourself up, dust yourself off, own it and move on. But what if your audience seems uninterested? Well, that's really, first of all, kudos for you for being able to identify that your audience maybe aren't connecting with what you're saying. But what you need to do then is move on. The audience isn't, or you need to identify what's happening and then do something about it. You know, you can move on if you feel like, well, this part of my speech is really not connecting with the audience. They seem like I'm losing them. If you know the next bit is really juicy and powerful, move on to the next bit. So, or quickly skip through that part as fast as you can and get to the more powerful, more interesting, more actionable part of your speech. There's nothing wrong if you can go on the fly and move things around and do that. You can then keep your audience. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing worse than losing your audience. Once you've lost them, you're unlikely to get them back. So if you notice the audience are starting to lose attention, now is the time to quickly move to the next part. Alternatively, maybe it's time to introduce an illustration. Stories connect very powerfully. Maybe it's time to use an anecdote, something which would then reconnect the audience to you. You know, bring them back on board if you can. But basically, we want to be flexible in our approach to our speech. So I hope you found this video useful. I hope you've identified one of these questions. Maybe we've answered some for you. If you have more questions, put them in the comments below. I'd love to help you. I'd love to read them. Connect with me, and let's really grow, not just as speakers, but as people as well. Thanks for your time. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next one.